Blessings, little babies.
Welcome to our countdown to the election. 23 days
Oh my God.
from today will be the most important election of our time, certainly. And, really important time for the nation. In our state, Missouri, and in many states, there are abortion initiatives on the ballots. So if we get a majority in Missouri on Amendment 3, we will restore the right to have reproductive choice in our state. We've also been in our countdown to the election. We've been through a lot.
Yeah.
We've been through Rosh Hashanah, October 7th. We've been through Yom Kippur yesterday. We are watching the moon grow, and on Wednesday night, the revelation, the newness of the Sukkot moon will be drawn down. And we've tried to be prepared for that, to really be ready for it. And there's a wonderful, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, we're taught that the moon is one of the images this time of year.
Yeah.
And on the new moon of Rosh Hashanah, we draw something new into the world. Something new hasn't been here before.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not ripe, as the Hindus say. It's not ripe until the 15th of the month of Tishrei, the full moon of Tishrei, which is Sukkot. So you tell me, before the 15th, before the full moon, before Sukkot, that here's what I've drawn down. What I'm drawing down new this year, it's somewhat false. It's not ready. It's not articulate until Sukkot.
Yeah.
So what do we need? We need a little patience. And we need to nurture the new that we're drawing down. Nurture it. Give it time to express, to articulate.
Yeah.
And then on the full moon of Sukkot, you'll look up into the sky and you'll say, ready. I can talk about it now. Here, let me tell you what I'm drawing down new this year.
I love that. We've also been reading, in addition to Jim's vigil book that he started on October 7th last year and wrote for 100 days, many Kaddishes, actually.
Yeah.
We've also been reading Mesilat Yesharim, this wonderful book by Moshe Chaim Luzzatto. And the version we've been using is a translation by Mordechai Kaplan. And we're up to saintliness. He teaches on a Talmudic Baraita, that
most authoritative sayings of our
in the Talmud
of the authoritative rabbis. So they weren't included in Mishnahs, but they were included in the Talmud, and they're extremely authoritative because of the teachers that are associated with them.
And so it doesn't just tell you to be a saint; it gives you a path to saintliness.
Pathway, yeah.
A path. What do you have to do? Right, the path of the just, right? Of the Yashar, the straight. So, we've
nothing you don't know, he tells you from the beginning.
It's
you
just
know
about
these
remembering.
Things. You know
just
it.
about remembering. Just about remembering. I love that. And it's true. These are all ahas. You go, oh yeah, the first step has to be awareness, watchfulness. The second is eagerness, passion.
Zeal, catch fire.
Right. The third, cleanliness, really being as clean and clear as you can be.
Purify.
The fourth is just this
Separate.
notion of holding, let go, let God, less self, more God, the separation from the schmutz in the world, right?
Separate yourself from the contaminants.
Right. And then
from the impurities, the forces of impurity. They're all around us. You feel it, don't you?
And we're up to saintliness, actually. And saintliness is so wonderful.
Piety.
Some of the things, this piety, this notion of what does it mean to live in piety? I kind of feel like it's that walking humbly with God.
That's a good one.
But one of the things he says that really struck me for today is he says that, we know what we have to do. We have the mitzvot. We have this program. We have this pathway. We have, we know the things that we're told to do, and we do those. But it's like when you love someone, you don't just do the minimum. You don't just do what you're asked for, right? You do what it takes. You do as much as it takes. So you're not limited by the what you're required to do, right? It says,
Yeah.
never say, I have not been asked to do more, or it is enough that I do what I am expressly told. Try to reason out the implied wish behind every need, and then do whatever you think will give your beloveds what they need with the pleasure, the joy.
Willing to go to any
Willing
lengths.
to go to any length.
Yeah.
I love that notion. Yeah, you can do the minimum, and it will be enough.
It'll
But it
comply
won't.
with the law, but it won't comply with the aspiration of the spirit
Of saintliness,
to
of
be
true
free,
piety.
to be large.
And that's
this
what we need today,
notion
right?
of humility keeps coming up. It's in the teaching from Micah, and maybe it's our time in life where we are, but this notion of humility is so critical in the environment of all these teachings. In the background of all these teachings is this notion, humility.
So let me say one more word about that, and then we'll have a reading. Is that it just occurred to me as you were saying that we have, and I don't mean to diminish anything by calling them young people, but we have young people in our lives, wonderful young people, who are in a place in their lives where they seek justice, and there's not a whole lot of wiggle room for them. I mean, there is humility. I'm not saying they don't have humility, but they are consumed by the either or that they see, by the lines in the sand. And as you get older, those lines, and I don't mean to make an excuse, but they get blurred, because you realize that the only real change will come from making space, walking humbly with God, finding a way for everyone to walk together.
We have a way of saying this, is that the principles are simple, but life remains complex.
It does.
Existence is complicated.
Yeah. So how do we, at this point in our lives,
to embrace
love and comfort
the ambiguities,
and embrace, but also the certainty of our children?
Yeah. I'm going to read a piece. It's called More. It's a piece, P-E-A-C-E, piece, P-I-E-C-E. The more I wrote this book, the more I had kadishes, memorial prayers, and the more I had peace prayers, aspirations, both. More listen, then talk. Endless enmity, disinformation, and now death. Choose life. It will help to acknowledge nobility, freedom to choose life, and if it's hard, it's the only way. Step outside certainty. We may infuriate our family now and again. We are all transparent in our willingness to be human beings, than to be more. All right, little darlings, I have to, we have a performance today I have to go to, and we appreciate your presence here. We appreciate you.
We do. Watch the moon grow in the sky.
I love when people say that to me.
It's a countdown. Every day we're getting closer to this election. Do what you can to encourage the people around you to vote. Maybe you have to pick up someone and drive them to the polls.
Step outside your comfort zone.
Remember that in Missouri,
just outside.
We can vote 2 weeks early. You don't have to have an excuse. Just find your polling place and
get in there
and go and vote. Watch the moon grow in the sky.
All right, my dearest. Thanks for coming.